Jason and Emily move into a new house with their young daughter, Lily. The house is spacious and peaceful, with a beautiful backyard where their loyal Husky, Max, enjoys playing. For the first few days, everything seems normal. Lily happily explores the house, and Max gradually adjusts to the new environment. Jason and Emily believe this house marks a fresh beginning for their family, but they have no idea of the terrifying mystery awaiting them. One day, Jason notices Max staring at a specific corner of the backyard for hours. Initially, he ignores it, but the next day, Max starts digging in that very spot. Emily assumes he is searching for a small animal, but when this becomes a daily routine, she grows concerned. Every day, Max returns to the same spot, staring at the ground with an eerie intensity and then digging frantically. If anyone pulls him away, he becomes restless, only to return the next day. One night, Emily feels an inexplicable sense of unease. When she looks out the window at the backyard, she notices the wind blowing gently, yet a particular tree in that corner sways as if someone is standing there. Her heart races, but she convinces herself it's just her imagination. That same night, Lily wakes up crying. When Emily rushes to her room, she finds her daughter visibly frightened. "Mama, someone was calling me?" Lily whispers. Emily reassures her that it was just a dream, but a strange dread settles within her. The next morning, Jason and Emily decide to investigate Max's obsession with that spot. Jason grabs a shovel and starts digging, with Emily helping him. As they dig deeper, an eerie feeling grips them, as though they are about to uncover something horrifying. At first, they only find dirt and rocks, but then Jason's shovel strikes something solid. Their breaths catch. Emily and Jason exchange nervous glances as Jason carefully removes more soil, revealing an old, tattered blanket. Max starts barking wildly, as if sensing something terrible. What they discover next chills them to the bone. Wrapped inside the blanket is a small human skeleton. For a moment, time stands still. Emily lets out a horrified scream and staggers back, her hands trembling. Jason turns pale as if drained of all life. Max whimpers and lies down near the shallow grave, mourning. As Jason examines the skeleton more closely, he realizes it belonged to a child. Their dream home has just turned into a nightmare. Tears stream down Emily's face. "It's a child, Jason." Her voice breaks. Jason shuts his eyes, trying to process the grim reality. Without wasting another second, he dials the police. Soon, the wailing of sirens fills the air, and red and blue lights illuminate the house. Detective Mark, a seasoned officer, arrives to handle the case. As the forensic team examines the remains, Mark pulls Jason and Emily aside. "How long have you lived here?" he asks. Jason, still shaken, replies, "Just a few months. We had no idea." Emily remains silent, overwhelmed with shock. Mark checks property records and uncovers a disturbing history. "This isn't a new case," Mark says grimly. 10 years ago, a family lived here. They had a little boy, Tommy. He was only 5 years old when he vanished. But the strange part, his disappearance was never reported. Emily wipes her tears. "What? No one looked for him?" Mark shakes his head. "It seems like someone deliberately buried this case, ensuring that Tommy was never found." An elderly neighbor, Mrs. Johnson, who has lived in the area for decades, arrives upon seeing the police. "What's going on?" she asks worriedly. When Mark inquires about Tommy, she reveals a chilling past. "I remember. A man named Richard lived here with his son, Tommy. His wife had passed away, and he was raising the boy alone. But Richard was a cruel man. Every night I heard Tommy's cries. The poor child sobbed himself to sleep while no one intervened." Emily's heart sinks. Jason clenches his fists. "And then, one day, they both disappeared," Mrs. Johnson continues. "I knew something was wrong, but Richard sold the house and vanished without a trace." The investigation deepens, revealing that Richard Thompson was Tommy's stepfather, not his biological father. He had married Tommy's mother, Sarah, but their relationship was fraught with abuse and neglect. Neighbors recalled Richard often yelling at and mistreating Tommy, but no one ever intervened. After Sarah's death, Richard had no one to hold him accountable. One night, Tommy likely made a small mistake, perhaps knocking over a glass or disobeying one of Richard's strict rules. But Richard's anger knew no bounds. In a fit of rage, he beat Tommy so severely that the child never got up again. Realizing the consequences of his actions, Richard buried the boy in the backyard and disappeared, leaving behind no trace of his crime. When the police try to locate Richard, they discover that he too vanished 10 years ago. Did he go into hiding, or was he dead? The mystery remains unsolved. As Jason and Emily process this horrific revelation, another twist emerges. While searching through old belongings in the garage, Jason finds a locked trunk. Inside, he discovers a worn-out diary belonging to Tommy's mother, Sarah. Her writings reveal her deep love for her son and her fear of Richard. The final entries are the most unsettling. Tommy's only true friend is Max. When Richard yells at him, Max quietly lies beside him as if comforting him. When Tommy cries himself to sleep, Max sleeps by his bed. Sometimes I feel like Max is the only one who truly loves my son. Jason freezes upon reading the name. Max. Was it just a coincidence that their husky had the same name? Or was it something far more eerie? Emily's face turns pale as she reads the diary. Jason, do you think our Max was sensing something? Jason flips through the diary, then glances toward the backyard, where Max still sits, staring at the spot where Tommy's body was found. Had Tommy's spirit guided Max to uncover the truth? Days later, the police trace Richard through old bank records. Shockingly, he is still alive, living under a new identity in another city. When officers move in, he attempts to flee, but after a relentless pursuit, they capture him in an abandoned building's basement. When Detective Mark interrogates him about Tommy, Richard initially denies everything. But as evidence mounts, his expression turns to fear. When he hears Tommy's name, his eyes widen with terror. Then he mutters a chilling sentence. I knew Tommy would come back, but I never expected him to return as a dog. Jason and Emily exchange stunned glances. Was Richard telling the truth? Had Tommy's spirit used Max to expose his murderer? The truth remains unknown. But one thing is certain. Justice has finally been served. Richard is sentenced to life in prison, and Tommy receives a proper burial, with Jason and Emily attending the ceremony. That night, as Jason and Emily sit in their backyard, Max joins them. Jason gently strokes his fur and whispers, You may not understand, Max, but you helped deliver justice. Max looks up at him with soulful eyes, as if he does understand. A light breeze rustles through the trees, and in the distance, a child's laughter echoes softly. The house is peaceful once more, yet a mysterious tranquility lingers.